Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Adriantis 44 Degrees Motorbike Adventure. It's been cold and wet here in Ireland this past few weeks, and but hopefully the weather will improve and we can actually get some ride outs. But until that, I've been doing like indoor videos for the moment. So it's been a year since I started this channel, and since then I've been recording my videos and using different approaches to attach my camera to my helmet. In this video I want to share with you my experiences on that, and show you things that worked for me and things that didn't work for me, and to really talk about these little guys here, the 3M stickers, and what's the really bad thing about these guys. So stick around and let's find out. So guys, welcome back, and just before we start, I wanted to let you know in this video I'm not going to be reviewing any accessories, and I'm not going to be comparing any accessories. Also, this video is not a completely full setup for MotoVlogging video. This video is only for me to actually share my experience with you guys, and maybe you can take some out of this video and avoid the same mistakes that I've done in the past. So this is the purpose of this video. So in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly how I start my MotoVlogging setup, and then to show you the options that I used, things that I used, and also the pros and cons of each one of them. And also I'm going to be covering my latest new MotoVlogging setup for my camera, and I'm going to talk to you about exactly why I picked this. And the most important of it, if you stick around and watch this video, I'm going to be talking about these 3M stickers and what are the most problematic thing about these stickers, which I encountered 3 times in the past of year. So let's first take a look at the mounts then. Okay, so just to be short, any MotoVlog setup that you're going to have, most likely you're going to be using stickers like these 3M stickers attached to some of these things. So I'm just going to move this stuff around here. You're gonna use a combination of some of these, some of that, some stickers like that, and with a combination with that to achieve something like this. This is a different one, and it uses actually some screws here. You can see that you can actually add the screws. Screws are tiny screws like that, so it avoids you from using these pins here on each joint to connect to your camera. But either way, you are going to be using a clip like that and connections like this. So let me talk to you about the ways I set up my camera in the past year. So move the camera down here a bit, move these accessories down this way. This is my old helmet that I had in the past, and I used to use that. It's a modular helmet. We got a button here that opens up the front, and you can see it flips down here. So initially I had my setup on the top of my helmet here with those connections, and that was my initial setup. It didn't work really well. The reason is I catch a lot of wind. There's a lot of cable involved to get the microphone from the top to the inside of your helmet. It's hard for you to make sure the camera is on or off, or turning the camera on and off becomes a nightmare. Also, when you turn on the camera on and off, you might move the camera position, so the camera might go a bit down or a bit up, and you never know that until you actually see your videos after you come home, which is a nightmare. And it happened to me a few times where my videos were useless because of that. The second setup that I used was on the side of the helmet here, basically using one of those clips here with extensions to connect it to the camera here. In this case here, my helmet, I had to go all the way back here because of the helmet flips in the front, and so I had to go all the way down here. The cable connection for this helmet was actually much easier because the microphone cable, I could go and open up this Bluetooth here and install from inside here. It made the connection less wire hanging around and flapping in the wind. But it was not a great setup as well. Still, like I wasn't be able to tell if the camera was on or was off, if the battery was dead or not, and also to turn it on the camera was quite much easier than the top. But again, you would never know if the camera was recording or not recording. And also one of the major drawback about this setup, I'm just going to move this thing here so I can get more of the helmet. One of the major drawbacks of this setup is the fact that once you have your camera in this position here on the side of the helmet, the focus of like the recording of your videos will be mostly on this side. And if you want to record something from this side here, you need to tilt your head, turn your head a little bit to the side like that, which is not ideal as you're riding your motorbike, as you know. So we want to be focused on the road and not focus on the side of the road. Third one that I used was in the front, and you can see the sticker is still here, and the connection for the camera is still here, sorry. And this helmet here, as you can see, I cannot put it right in the front because the button is here and there's vents here, there's a holes in down there, so you have to be a little bit on the side here. Again, improved a lot for me. The field of vision, the camera was really good because it was right in the front here. But to manage to get the camera up to the front here, I had to use quite a few connections in order to make sure that the camera was right in the front. Then with these connections, for each joint you had one of these pins, which it didn't make like a really nice connection. Then I managed to get this guy here from Amazon, which is actually uses screws here. The screw is not here, but you can see the screw is down here, and you can just pop in the screw in the hole there and it tight. That worked much better because you have less connections, and then you worked quite well. And I did a lot of videos using that particular device here, this connection here, which was good. Camera position was fine. The only thing is, if you wanted the camera to come all the way over to the front, and especially on my new helmet because it's an adventure helmet, this one would be probably better because it's just like the chin here is not it doesn't go too forward. But in my new adventure helmet, because it goes very forward, I had to actually add extra links, connections to this thing, and it didn't work really well on that way. But again, now they got it much better because somehow I could actually see the camera and see if the camera was on, off, the battery was dead or not. And I could turn it off and adjust it as I needed. So that was a better setup, and I was using up to maybe 2 weeks ago. Now I'm going to explain to you guys exactly why I moved from that setup. But before I do that, as you can see here, this connection is still stuck here now at the moment. And I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about like what happened here and why using these 3M stickers for me. I just realized after 3 mishaps that this is a nightmare to be using. Now, one time I was riding the bike and the camera was connected to the side of the helmet, and using these 3M stickers to attach one of those clips, and I only realized that there was something in my shoulder hang, and luckily enough that I could manage to stop the bike quickly enough, and what it was that my camera that had come off, the whole setup had come off from the sticker, and it was only hanging by the microphone that was connected here to the camera. I was lucky enough that I had managed to stop and take the camera off, and the camera didn't actually fell and crashed. But a few months later, I did reapply this again, and again, some people might say, yeah, you may not have applied this properly. which is not true because I followed all the instructions that were in the booklet, where you have to clean, make sure it is not grease, and apply it and let it cure for 24 hours. And that happened. So the second time I did the same thing. I thought I might have done something wrong, and put the camera on, spent a few days doing my videos. That was fine. Nothing had happened, but then one riding that I was doing, I was in a turn. As I was turning, I just saw something fly on the side of the helmet, and that was the camera with the attachment and everything else, and it was gone. Unfortunately, I lost the camera, and I lost the connection, and I lost, most importantly, my video card that was inside the camera with all my my videos. So that's the reason I decided to move away from these guys here, and I'm gonna show you my new setup now, and let you guys know exactly what I'm using. Okay guys, so here it is. This is my new adventure helmet, and I put up a video reviewing this helmet a while ago, so if you want to check it out, it's the Nex X helmet. Have a look at that. I'll put the link there to you guys take a look. But the important thing here is this connection that I got, and you can see there's a clip here already, and I'm gonna take it off just to show you. So I decided to start using this Telesin, and I'll show you the box. This is Telesin. It's a Chinese made. There's many of them out there in Amazon, and the reason I went for this one is because it actually adjusted to the helmet chin. So I'm gonna show you in a moment, and when I take this off. The way it works is by using straps with a Velcro, and going from the top and also in the bottom here on the shin here. You can see here the straps. So what's the advantage of this? Let's just talk about it before I remove. The advantage of this is straps are very strong. I don't think there's any way that this is gonna come off. Also, it's not permanent. There's no glue, no stickers, nothing. And it stays right in the front of the shin here already. So less connections. I can only pop in the camera here now, and ready to go. Just put a clip there and attach my microphone, which is inside the helmet. And has all the advantages of like the other setup with the sticker in the front here, but with less connections and also much more secure. One of the advantages of this setup is that the helmet doesn't fully close, as you can see. Usually when you press it down here, the helmet actually locks, and now it's not locking because of the straps going to here. Yeah, it's one of the disadvantages of using this, and I think like in the winter you might get a little bit of cold air coming inside here. Now the gap is not that bad. I mean, it's only when you try to lock it doesn't lock, but it's a small price to pay for something like that. I mean, I prefer to have a small gap here rather than losing the camera again. So yeah, I'll be going with this setup, and also you can move from helmet to helmet as well. Let's say if you're using on this helmet and you wanted to use the other one, you can move this, you know, the whole complete setup. It takes off 1-2 seconds, and you put it back again to the other helmet. Not like these connections, because sometimes each helmet has a different layout, so none of these connections here are going to work perfectly in every helmet. So that's one of the big advantages as well. After all these three incidents that happened to me with this 3M, I was not sure about this anymore, and every time I put my camera on the mountain, I was really worried about, like, am I going to lose this camera again or not? And every time I take my helmet off, I was checking, is this the connection really properly secure? Is it coming loose or not? And it was worrying me too much to continue to use this thing. So I just gonna scrap that, and as you can see, I bought so many of them here, and I'm not gonna use this anymore. So let me take a look at this out and show you how to install this. You got two velcros in the bottom here to attach the straps. Then you pull it off, the straps come loose from the buckle. There's a buckle on the straps here in the top, right? And it comes off and you can take it out, right? So it's pretty easy to do that. So it's not permanent. You can take it out if you're not riding, and you can put it on back again. The reason I bought this one, there's many out there, is the fact that this has an adjustment for the shin, like that. You can see it actually folds to adjust your shin of your helmet, and also has an adjustment here in this connection where you have a screw, and you can adjust the position of the camera back up and down. So that's the reason I bought that. To put it back on is simple enough. You just put on the front of your helmet like that, and pass the straps here to the top, and then from the bottom you get them and it passes to the buckle. Sure, like that. Like, so it's the helmet is in there. So the strap goes to the top, that one goes to the bottom of your helmet, and it goes inside of the buckle like that. Okay. And then you push the strap, and then the strap is all Velcro, and you Velcro all the way down, and that is secured. If you're out there and thinking about, like I said, setting up your camera and then you're using one of these 3M stickers, just make sure that nothing like that happens to your camera. Now today's cameras are getting very expensive. Like if you don't want your GoPro, which in Ireland costs about 600 euros, to be relying on this little guy here, because this will come loose one day, and if it does, you're in a big trouble. This is the Delson mount, G mount strap, and I'll put a link in the description of this video where I got this. Costed about 24 euros. It's not that bad. I think it's a good price. So anyway guys, so this is it, and thanks very much for watching, and I hope this video was helpful for anybody there that's trying to figure out like the setup of the camera on the helmet. So until next time guys, take care and ride safe.